Are you struggling with QEMU getting stuck at booting from the hard disk? You're not alone. This is a common issue that many users face when trying to load their kernels. Today, we will walk through the steps to troubleshoot this problem together. I completely understand how frustrating it can be when you're eager to test your kernel, but QEMU just won't cooperate. It can feel like you're stuck in a loop, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But don't worry, we're here to help you get past this hurdle. Let's dive into the specific issue at hand. One user recently reported that they were trying to load a simple kernel using QEMU, but it gets stuck at the message, booting from hard disk. Sound familiar? If so, let's explore some solutions together. So what could be causing QEMU to hang at this stage? It could be due to an incorrect boot image, misconfigured settings, or even issues with the kernel itself. We will break down these possibilities and find a way to resolve them. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that could save you a lot of time and frustration when working with QEMU. To begin troubleshooting the issue with QEMU getting stuck at booting from the hard disk, the user should first ensure that the kernel image is correctly built. This involves navigating to the lab directory and running the make command. Next, the user needs to confirm that the kernel image file exists in the expected location. The kernel image should be located at obj/kern/kernel.img. The user can check this by listing the contents of the directory. After confirming the kernel image is present, the user should run QEMU with the correct command. This command should specify the kernel image as the virtual hard disk for the emulated PC. If QEMU still gets stuck, the user should check the bootloader configuration. It's important to ensure that the bootloader is correctly set up to load the kernel image. This may involve reviewing the boot directory files. Finally, if the issue persists, the user may want to consult the documentation or forums related to QEMU and the specific kernel they are using. This can provide additional insights or solutions. Fun fact, did you know that the first computer to boot an operating system was the IBM 701 in 1952? It took a lot of effort to get to that point, just like it can take effort to get your QEMU setup running smoothly. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution comes from user EN140, who suggests using a 32-bit Linux system. They experienced the same issue and found that switching to a 32-bit Linux resolved the problem. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution from a user suggests that the issue may be related to the version of GCC being used. They recommend checking the latest version from fall 2018, which includes a fix for this problem. The user highlights a specific commit that tweaks the linker script to resolve compilation issues with newer GCC versions. This adjustment should help if you're experiencing boot problems. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative solution from a user named NU140 suggests starting QEMU using the makefile command, make QEMU. This method ensures that QEMU runs with the correct options for setting the hard disk and directing output to the terminal. They advise against manually starting QEMU with commands like QEMU system x86-64. Instead, the makefile handles the necessary options, including the serial port settings. Additionally, they recommend using a 32-bit version of QEMU, or the standard QEMU command. The makefile includes options for serial output, which may be necessary for your kernel to boot properly. Here's a pro tip. Always ensure your kernel image is built correctly and that you're using the right QEMU parameters. This simple check can save you hours of troubleshooting. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resolve the issue of QEMU getting stuck at booting from the hard disk. Remember, troubleshooting is part of the learning process. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.